sugar never tasted sweeter on my lips. My heart is now intact, and I can find no ribs. This is love, yeah, love. Never known true love before. Seen so many counterfeits that left me on the floor. This is love, yeah, love. All will come to those who wait. Time it cannot know the bounds, and eras don't dictate.
Hello, hello. We are live. We're just waiting to do a quick test with my guest tonight, Rozalla. I'm, of course, Xander GIBB, because who else would I be on the Xander GIBB show? We will be getting started very soon, but I'm sure none of you are here for me. Hey, Jonathan, how are you? Right, okay. Says waiting for connection. I've actually never used this Instagram Live technology, so it'll either be hello, my darling. How are you?
Xander, how are you?
I am wonderful. I'm just wondering, are you getting an echo? Because I'm not. But
no, I'm not. I'm fine.
Good. Let me just adjust my volume somewhat.
Okay.
There we go.
Can you see me okay?
Yes. Should we not restart? Should we just kind of like jump right in and
yeah, let's
go for it?
First and foremost, Xander, can I just say how lovely it is to meet you on the other side?
It's lovely to meet you too. We seem to cross paths so much all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was in London recently, and we were both. You were away, you were touring and stuff. So we never seem to be in the same place at the same time.
It will happen one day. It will happen. Hey, big fella Ian, I just want to say hi to everyone joining in.
Absolutely. So hello, everybody who's watching, and welcome to a very special episode of the Xander GIBB Show.
Hello from Damien in Zambia.
On Instagram Live. On today's show, I get to go all fangirl with my guest singer, Rozalla Miller, and everybody's free, no pun intended, to submit questions. And as usual, we will be sharing your comments as we go. I will be, of course, back at 11 o'clock later, UK time, for the Xander GIBB Show main, and at 7 Pacific time for the Joe Messina Show. Don't forget to check out myself and Rozalla on social media, and follow and like and share, etc., etc., etc. Wow, so where to begin? Now, I first became aware of you in the early 90s. I met you very briefly after a show you did at GAY with Jeremy Joseph. And I was just, you know, as a singer myself, I was just blown away. You were this young woman, and, you know, this small frame and this voice. Like, I was like, where does this kind of come from? But it's kind of in an older tradition for you, isn't it? Because didn't you start singing in church?
No, I didn't start singing in church. All my life, Xander, all I ever wanted to be was a singer.
Right.
My dad was a singer. I never knew him well, but I believe he was a singer. I met him many, many more years later on in life, but that's what he did for a living, so I guess I got it from him. And that's all I ever wanted to do, was be a singer. So my mom and dad tell me from when I was very young, that's all I wanted to do.
Absolutely, because some people believe it's genetic, because my father was a singer too. My father was a professional singer.
Yeah.
And when I saw him sing when I was a kid, you know, we would sing all the old classics like Danny Boy, et cetera, et cetera. And all I wanted to do was to kind of imitate that. And it kind of gave me this zeal to want to sing too. But I think people kind of get the impression that when you get to a level, you know, the level that you have got to as a professional singer, that someone just comes and says, there you go, Rozalla, there's a recording contract. But it doesn't work like that, does it?
No. Oh, my goodness, no. You know, like I said, I was born in Zambia. I grew up in Zimbabwe.
Right.
Music was in my blood from day dot. But my mom and dad were very keen that I take up another career, because they always said, hey, you know, as far as we concerned, music is sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you know. And
if only.
Exactly. And so I took up a secretarial course and different things, but music was just in my blood. And then I came to the UK because somebody spotted me singing on a television program in Zimbabwe, and they had a studio in the UK, and I thought this is my opportunity. Came down to the UK. I started traveling here late 1988, and I had the opportunity to record stuff, start sending them around to record labels to try and get a deal. And Xander, I cannot begin to tell you the rejection that I received from that. I remember there was one label, I'm not sure whether it was Arista or I cannot remember, quite a massive, big label. Were like, yeah, we're interested, we love her voice. And the next thing, I got a letter saying, sorry, no, we can't have you. But there were many more letters like those to follow where there was a lot of rejection. And so it's quite disheartening. You know, it can really put you off. But I was so determined. The fire in me just grew bigger and bigger. And of course, it helped that I had people who believed in me, people who supported me, and a strong family background who believed in me as well. And that kept me going. Hi, Suzanne Hussein, how are you?
Absolutely, because I think that really makes a difference, doesn't it, if people believe in you. And I think that people say, oh, you know, talent is enough. Talent should be enough. But I don't think that it always is nowadays, because it is very easy to get despondent. You know, I started off as a singer and I kind of sidetracked into other things like acting and, you know, all of these other things to kind of get there to make it as a singer. But what would be your one piece of advice to someone out there right now who's watching this broadcast that wants to be a singer? What would be your one key piece of advice?
I would say if you believe in yourself, that you can sing, that you can really do it. Look, there is constructive criticism out there by people who will tell you, look, you're not really a good singer, you're wasting your time. I don't want you to find 10, 15, 20 years later, you've been trying to sing and you can't really sing. Right. You know in your heart, and if you feel that fire, I will urge you, never give up. And then, you know, you have instinct. Instinct is very important. You know, listen to people who will tell you the truth, that's constructive, that you know in your heart they mean well for you.
Absolutely.
You know, take that on board. And you know that if this is what you believe in, you feel you're good at it within yourself, you know what, never give up. That's all I can say. And that's what I continue to do till today. I believe in myself and I love performing. It's what I'm passionate about. I can't imagine doing anything else. You know, it's what I've always dreamt of doing.
Well, I can, you know, as a singer myself, I can see when I see a singer perform, if they're just actually doing it and kind of going through the motions, that doesn't kind of, you know, turn me on in a musical way. But when people are really performing and putting their all into that performance, I'm like, my soul is on fire when that happens.
Yes. And you know, when I watch other performers singing, like, I'll give an example. I do quite a few gigs with Capella. That's Marcus and Liz, Baby D, Let Me Be a Fantasy, and Sonique. And when they go on stage, the passion and the energy that they bring on stage, you believe them, and you feel like you're on that stage with them. And hopefully that's what I do when I'm on stage. I want the audience to be on stage with me. I want it to be one-on-one rather than I'm one and I'm up here and you two and you're down there. You know, I want them to feel like they're on stage with me. And for the most part, Xander, that's worked.
Absolutely. And when you work with other good singers as well, it's like that. There's that connection, isn't there? There's that kind of fire between you with that performance too.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember talking about energy and fire. I did a gig probably, I think, oh gosh, how time flies, about 2018, which was just a wonderful opportunity to sing on a cruise ship. It was the Independence of the Seas. And on there, I had myself, Capella, Danielle from Urban Cookie Collective, and Baby D. So I sort of hosted the gig and I opened it, and then each of the artists would come on and do their thing, and then I sang in the middle, and then at the end I did Everybody's Free and I had them all join me. And then through no planning, through no you know, rehearsing, Baby D came on and we both started singing Everybody's Free and just went off somewhere, and it was so it was so powerful, you know, and I could see the audience literally go, ah, you know, because it's nothing that was recorded to be heard by anything. It was a live, spontaneous gig. And, you know, I rate her as one of the wonderful singers out there with a fantastic voice. And we just jammed. And
Absolutely.
it was just incredible.
Now you talk, you talk a little bit about working with other people. One of my favorite songs that you've done is a duet, and I can't remember you doing very many duets, but you did a duet a couple of years ago with Alan Jay, called "Breaking My Heart," and I was so impressed with it. We made it hit of the week on my American TV show.
Thank you.
It's one of my feel-good songs. Now, how did that come about, and how did the video come about? Because the video is a little bit deceptive, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I just want to say hi to Mandy from Guatemala. I love you too. I have to say the people that are writing in, you know, they keep me going. They are, honestly, some of the things they write for me when I'm feeling particularly low, and I read their messages, I just think, wow, it's like they put a rocket somewhere, and I'm like, yay. It's incredible. And coming back to Alan Jay, how that song came about.
Yeah.
In fact, that sort of restarted my recording career. Alan, I'd known him not very well from, you know, doing the circuits as you do and meeting other artists. And I saw Alan at some gigs, and I thought, he's got a lovely voice, and he's cute as well, you know. And
for sure,
he got in touch with me. And he's like, look, Rozalla, there's this duet. I would love for you to do it with me. I just thought of you. So I'm like, oh, okay, Alan, that's great. I feel honored you thought of me. Let me listen to the track. I absolutely loved it. And that's my first ever duet I've done. I've never ever done a duet with anyone that I can remember, going back years and years. And so we did Breaking My Heart. And, you know, we did the video, which is, as you say, quite deceiving, you know. Yeah. I think at the beginning when people watch it, they think it's about me and Alan being in love. But then you find, you know, Alan's got his own partner going on there, and I've got my own there, and we are really good friends, talking to one another and going, this is what relationships can do. And just at the end of the day, we've got each other, we're good friends, we've got support. And I just absolutely, I love that song, and there's been some great mixes. And I just want to say, Xander, thank you for all your support over the years. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to go all kind of fangirl on you, but it's kind of interesting being an artist and actually being a fan of someone too. And if someone said to me in an interview, what's your favorite Rozalla song, I'd have to narrow it down to two. And everybody would say, Everybody's Free. Well, I would have to say Breaking My Heart with Alan Jay. But Faith in the Power of Love, because it's such a ballad. And, you know, it's another song that I like to sing. But it's really hard to break it down, isn't it? What is your favorite song of your songs of all that you've sang?
Oh, gosh, somebody asked me that a few days ago, and it hasn't changed. It's a track that was written for me by one of the greatest songwriters. Her name is Diane Warren. And she's, oh my gosh, if you listen to her songwriting catalog, she's written for rock stars. I mean, really hardcore rock songs, to Celine Dion, the most amazing ballads. So I had an amazing opportunity to work with Diane Warren when I was signed to Sony, and Sony flew me to Los Angeles, and all this was just like, wow, I'm in Hollywood, you know. And I got
Pinch yourself.
I know, it was incredible. And I got to meet Diane. I recorded the track in her studio, and it ended up actually also being the title of the album that I did for Sony, and it's a ballad, and it's called Look No Further.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that one too. I probably verbatim know the lyrics to most of your songs, but don't quote me on that. I would be remiss not to ask you about Michael Jackson. You know, I'm kind of in awe that you got to work with him, you got to open for him.
Yeah.
What was he like as a person?
He was so wonderful. You know, Xander, I will go to my grave being so grateful and so thankful to this amazing talent of a human being for choosing me personally to be on his last tour, sadly, which was in 1992, the Dangerous Tour. I got to meet Michael Jackson because, you know, we had to take pictures with him. So we were taken to a back room at one of the stadiums, and we took photos with each other, and I just said, you know, Michael, thank you so much for choosing me. He's like, well, you know, at the time, everybody's free. Are you ready to fly? Faith and the Power of Love were massive hits for me across Europe. And he asked Sony, you know, who's the biggest dance artist happening right now? And there were several, and they put my stuff across to him, and he chose me personally. And I just said, you know, thank you so much. He's like, well, you know, you're great. You know, I've had the opportunity to watch you a bit. And when I was driving into the stadium, this is what he said to me. I heard you singing your song, Everybody's Free, and how the crowd was screaming. You know, that's great. And I'm like, well, thanks to you. And I'm thinking, I'm talking to him. And then one of the things he asked me was because he last minute canceled some shows because of voice problems. And he says, how do you look after your voice? And I'm going, he's the biggest star in the world, and he's asking me how I look after my voice.
Wow. What goes through your mind when you get a phone call and it's Michael Jackson on the other end of the phone? I mean,
well,
that has to be surreal.
It's surreal, and fortunately, because I didn't think anybody was lying to me, because it was the record label that called me to tell me
right.
Michael had chosen me personally. And I happened to be in New York at the Sony offices, and they're like, you better get back on that flight within the next 24 hours because you've got rehearsals. I'm like, I will do it. And that's how I got word.
Wow. That is just amazing. Now, my math is terrible, but I was working out. Obviously, you know, you were a child star, but it must be coming up to your 30th anniversary as a pop singer, as a singer.
Yeah.
What are your plans for this? Because I know as a fan, if there's like a 30th anniversary concert,
yeah,
I want to be there. So what's the plan for the 30th anniversary?
Xander, you have totally thrown me. It's nothing I've thought of. Honestly, now you're giving me ideas.
Yes.
So I'll get back to you on that one. But wow, it's nothing I've thought of. You know, the way I deal with things, Xander, at the moment, I've got a new single coming out called Magnificent, which will be out on Monday the 4th. And that is going to be on the album that I'm currently doing for Energize. And so that'll come out, you know, I don't know, towards the end of the year, early next year, but we've got a few singles to release from that. So that's where I'm focused at the moment, is
absolutely
working on new material to add to my old repertoire, you know. And now that you mentioned 30 years, wow, I will be thinking of something.
Yeah, I recommend a tour, an album, and a duet with Xander GIBB.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, the album is there. The album is there. So the tour and the singing with Xander GIBB is on the cards. Okay.
Absolutely. Now, I want to do something with you. Well, that might seem quite bizarre, but I do it with everyone that I interview, and it's called a quick fire questions.
Oh gosh.
Round. But you can feel free to say pass or shut the hell up, Xander, or no comment.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start. What question do you most hate to be asked?
Oh, there's so many. Pass.
Okay, we'll skip that one. Who is your idol?
My idol is my grandmother.
Great answer. Favorite TV show of all time, apart from Xandermonium, of course.
Well, can it be a current one?
Yeah.
Well, a current one that I'm currently watching right now is called Blood, and I cannot take my eyes off the screen.
And where can people see that?
That's on ITV, and it's showing right now. And tonight is the last episode, and it's called Blood. Yeah, incredible.
Wow. But I'm sure people can get it on this thing called Catch Up, which
they can get it on Catch Up. They can get it on Catch Up. It's really excellent, really good.
Absolutely. What is your greatest fear?
Losing loved ones.
Right. Yeah, I think in this time we're all feeling a little bit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you believe in aliens of the extraterrestrial kind?
No.
No.
No, I don't.
Even with the evidence in America lately, I mean.
No, I don't, because I just find it too far-fetched.
Right. Seen too many sci-fi movies, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Worst movie you ever saw?
Oh my goodness, I cannot for the life of me remember it. I have, oh my gosh, maybe just as well. So
very diplomatic of you.
Yeah. Let me just pass on that. Yeah.
EastEnders or Coronation Street?
There was a time when I used to watch EastEnders when I first came to England, more than I did Coronation Street. So I'd say EastEnders.
Right. You find £50. I'm going to say dollars then, because my head is very American. You find £50 in the church. Do you keep it, give it to the minister, or do you give it to the homeless guy outside?
Oh my goodness! I think I'd give it to the homeless guy outside.
Great answer. Rice or pasta?
Pasta.
Right. Which three celebrities, living or dead, would you invite to dinner, and what would you cook them?
Oh, I'd invite Luther Vandross, and I'd cook him a big steak, mashed potatoes, and gravy.
I think you'd like that. I think I would too.
Yeah,
yeah. The Cosbys or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, I agree.
Used to love that program. Used to love it.
So Madonna and Lady Gaga are drowning. Whose foot do you take your head off first?
Xander, that is not fair. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm going for Lady Gaga. I don't know why.
Absolutely. So if you found a coin with the date 10 BC on it, would it be authentic?
Sorry, would it be authentic?
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe that it would be, no.
No, absolutely.
No.
You see, you're on the ball, because if it was said BC, how would they know that Christ was coming?
Yeah.
And finally, oh no, not finally, which celebrity would you willingly slap?
Oh, now you
can say me if you like, because I'm a minor, like, Z-list celebrity.
No, but if I slapped, it would be a nice slap of love.
Yeah.
So I'll slap you then with love.
Absolutely. So favorite TV Muppet? That's the final question.
Favorite TV Muppet?
Yeah, from the Muppet Show.
Oh my gosh! Oh, they were I can't remember what they were called. They were the two old men that used to sit on the balcony.
Yeah.
I loved them. I loved them.
I don't remember their names either, but they really. One of my hats that I wear is a political commentator, and they remind me of kind of American politicians.
Yeah.
They really do. And that concludes our quick fire questions round. Now, I would be remiss not to ask you about this, because I have family who live in Harare in Zimbabwe. So what took you there? Because you were born somewhere else. You were born in Zambia.
Yeah, I was born in Zambia, and then I grew up in Zimbabwe. My mom is Zambian and my father's Zimbabwean.
Right.
So my father just wanted to move back to Zimbabwe, and that's how that happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's really interesting. Because my uncle is a pastor, wrong teeth in tonight, in Zimbabwe, and he said he's heard of you and he's a fan of you, and he said make sure you don't sing to her. So I'm not allowed to sing to you tonight. So we're coming to the end of our time together, but I hope you will come back again so we can talk about your album when it drops.
Yes.
We do quite a lot of work on the Xander GIBB show with Energize and Energize artists, so maybe we can have some crossover there. And if you are looking for anyone to guest with you on your 30th anniversary show, I'm there.
Xander, it would be an honor to come back on your show. Seriously, it would be an absolute honor. You've made my evening. Thank you.
Well, you've made mine, and it's really nice to talk to people. Not that I don't love all of my guests, of course, but I just thought I'd better add that.
Spit it out.
Yeah, it's great that I can speak to people who I'm actually a fan of too. So tell people where they can find you and where they'll be able to find that new song that drops on Monday.
Yes, well, they can find me on Instagram as Rozalla B, on Facebook as Rozalla Miller. Twitter, Rozalla Miller or Rozalla B. They'll just see my picture and they'll know. I don't know why I gave myself different names. Also, Magnificent is out on Monday the 4th, and it's available from Energize Records, iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, and all the good online retailers.
Absolutely. Rozalla, it has been such a pleasure to talk to you. Have a fabulous weekend. Stay safe with yourself and your family during lockdown. And I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Thank you. Thank you
so much, my darling. And you too, stay safe. And this has been an absolute joy. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who are following. And who's this? Aziz from Belgium. Thank you so much. And I just want to say thank you to Jonathan Dull. He's been incredible and continues to be.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan,
he's your super fan. You know
he's
that.
my super fan.
Super
and
fan.
I just want to say our favorite comedy that we love is called Schitt's Creek. So, Jonathan, the next one is starting. I think he's told me in about a few weeks' time. Yeah. And Greek Boy, hi, you guys.
It really has been a pleasure talking to you, and I hope
you
always think of questions after you've done the interview. So we'll save some for the next interview when your album is released and stuff, and we can talk some more then. But for now, Rozalla Miller, one of my favorite female artists of all time. I'm not going to sing to you. Don't worry. Thank you so much.
We're saving for the 30th tour anniversary.
We will. We will, for sure.
My love. Thank you.
Thank you. Lots of love.
Take
care.
You too, darling. Bye.
Thank you. Well, that was the fabulous Rozalla Miller. I've been so lucky to speak to her tonight. Do stick around for the main show at 11 o'clock tonight. If you want to follow me, you can check me out on social media. You can follow me on here. Thank you so much to Rozalla Miller for allowing me to interview her. It really was a pleasure. Take care out there. Stay safe in this lockdown situation. And wear a mask and make sure it's one of the Muppets. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Another night in another club, another chance to imagine a stranger cares. I'd given up on the thought of love, then turned around to discover that you were there. I see the stars and I'm unimpressed. I see the moon and unmoved is what I am. Look at the sun, it's okay I guess. Look at it all and I just don't give a damn. But baby, you're magnificent. Oh baby, you're an incredible sight to see. Oh baby, you're magnificent. In you I see something new in me. You're magnificent.
It has been good to me this time around. Things were never bound to change when it was found. Sugar never tasted sweeter on my lips. My heart is now intact and I can find no rifts. This is love, yeah, love. Never known true love before. Seen so many counterfeits that left me on the floor. This is love, yeah, love. All will come to those who wait. Time it cannot know the bounds, and eras don't dictate.
Click the bell button and subscribe to keep up with the Xander GIBB Show. Oh yes, sirree.